Hi guys, and welcome to the BookishStitcher podcast. My name is Jeanette. You can find me on most social media sites as BookishStitcher, and I'm so glad you guys are here to join me for this week. Hope you had a lovely week, and I had a good one. I'll talk about what I did this week a little bit in the enabling because I got to go to a festival. This week's episode is probably going to be pretty short because I can feel that I'm starting to either have allergy stuff or come down with something else. So in order for you guys to not have to listen to me coughing, I'm going to keep it short. Pet my cat really quick. He wants a little love. But in fact, he may come over for. So, anyways, I have some finished objects to show you guys. The one that I finished for Crystal Bailey has already gone off in the mail, and it was the socks by Mustache Yarn, and they were self-striping, and I sent those off to her last week. And so I don't have those to show you guys, but you've seen what they look like on past episodes. And then I wanted something this week that was relatively fast because I just needed something that I could get done. I felt like all the projects that I'm knitting on are taking forever. I don't know if you guys ever have that feeling, but I needed something fast. So I decided to whip up some charity hats for, I'm going to the SSK knitting retreat this summer, and they collect hats for charity. So I decided to do some for that out of some scraps. So they're very scrap-tastic, kind of, yeah. This is one. It's just a typical adult hat. Still need to sew in the ends. It's green, yellow, blue, and orange. So I used up almost all my yarn that I had left over in those colors. And then I made a pink and purple one. And so those are my finished objects this week. These went really, really fast, and it was just really nice. It makes me want to do all the hats because I love how fast they go. Take some sip of my tea. I wanted to show you guys this mug that I got for Christmas that I haven't shown. It's amazingly stunning. I love hand-done pottery mugs ever since I started drinking coffee, which was when my second daughter was born. Look at that. It's so pretty. I just absolutely love it. And it is by Julia E. Dean on Etsy. And the tea I'm having is Downton Abbey tea. I haven't really watched the show. I mean to get back to it. I just haven't watched it in a while. But I love the tea that they make. So, I mean, you know, if the tea tastes good, why not? This is a black tea with honey. And I'm having lots of honey in it too, just to kind of help my throat. But so let's see. What all did I knit on this week? As soon as I finished the socks for Crystal, I got back to my Christmas socks. And this is in a Bling Your String Christmas bag. You know, it's not Christmas anymore, but they're Christmas socks. So, and these will be done this week because the one sock is done. I've turned the heel on the second one, and then I just have to finish that. This is Wisdom sock yarn, North Pole Wisdom sock yarn in the Jack Frost colorway. It's very pretty. It has a strand of shiny running through it. See, you can see it sparkling right there. And it's really pretty. The sparkle has occasionally in spots broken, but I just kind of, it's just been in two spots, one for each sock, so that's not bad at all. And I just kind of wound it back on and knit it in and hope for the best. But and these are the stitch markers that came with this bag. They're so pretty. And next year I'll definitely be using them on some kind of project. Next I have my sweater. This is the Simple Summer Top-Down V-Neck, got it, by Heidi Kiermaier. And I'm doing it out of some Barocco Remix yarn. And last week I had the body done. This week I have the body still done. I think I might rip out the body sometime and make it a little bit longer if I have enough yarn, but that's neither here nor there right now. And then I have an arm. And you might be like, whoa, your arms are huge. My arms are actually very, very short. But I don't know if any of you are like this, but I like to like have it go over and kind of, I don't know. I like the sweater to hug my hand. So one sleeve done. The other sleeve still needs to be cast on. I'll be doing that this week, hopefully. And then it has a neckband that you kind of pick up and work on. And then the next thing, last thing I've been working on this week, and this has been keeping me really, really nice nicely warm, is the zigzag Afghan. This is I heavily modified it because the Afghan pattern by Dawn Seymour has you using, I believe, a worsted weight, and I'm using a super bulky. And so I modified the stitch count by a lot and all that stuff. But this yarn that I'm using is Knit Picks, the Big Cozy, and I'm using it in a shade of blue and then 3 shades of brown, a lighter, a darker, and a darkest, kind of corresponding. And the one I just showed you was the medium shade of brown. Ta-da! It's really pretty, look at that. This has been wonderful to have sitting in my lap and just working on. I'm doing 5 rows of each in the garter stitch. I'm wishing that I had done it in stockinette, to be honest, because garter stitch eats up a lot of yarn. So this is going to have to be like the tiniest lap blanket that ever existed, because I just am running out of yarn again, and the yarn is too expensive to make the blanket as long as I would like. So it's just going to be a tiny, tiny little, like, waist to your toes when you're sitting on a couch or something blanket. It'll be gorgeous and it'll look really pretty sitting there, but it can't be as long as I wanted. And so that's all that I've really been working on this week. Knitting wise, I did do a whole bunch of spinning. I'm just completely in love with my wheel, and spinning for some reason to me feels very creative, and I just really have enjoyed it. And of course this week had the Saint Distaff's Day. I'm not going to get it right, so I'm not even going to try. There was a day that was for spinners, so I spun a lot this week. I finished a bobbin. This is see the tag, Cloud Lover in the Sugar Plum colorway, and it's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and it's just so pretty. You see it? Yeah. And I'm going to take this, and I'm spinning right now another braid in the Petrified colorway, and it's browns, hints of gray, and purple, and I'm going to ply them together, and hopefully it'll be enough with the 8 ounces to do a Miss Babs Way It shawl. Miss Babs. No, Susan B. Anderson Way It shawl, but it is normally done out of Miss Babs. But this is how fine it's spinning. I would almost call it a fingering weight on its own, so hopefully when it's plied together, it will be almost a DK. Now, the other one that I'm spinning is Polworth and Silk, and the Silk is wanting to spin really, really fine. I could tell that, you know, when people talk about yarns, how they want to, or fibers, how they want to spin, that Silk is wanting to spin really fine. I actually have another braid in my stash that's a 50-50, and I'm thinking that's going to be crazy thin. So it's just been great to do that. It's so pretty. I almost don't even want to take it off the bobbin and use it because it's just so pretty. So that's my spinning for this week. Oh, and I wanted to say, after I showed my blanket, we still have the blanket knit along going on in the group, and I ordered some minis for that to show you, or to see for the prize for this month. And they're Space Cadet Creations minis, so they'll be here in a little while, and I'll show them to you guys. But that's going to be the prize for this month, is some minis from Space Cadet Creations. We also have going along in the group our 15 oldest skeins, and some people already have FOs up for that, and I'll be drawing for a prize at the end of the month. Every month this year, I'm going to take all the people who've entered a picture of their FO into like a little bag or something and draw a winner for a pattern of their choice, $7 or less. And then we have our sweater going along, a sweater cowl going along. As soon as I finish the one sweater that I'm working on, I have plans to cast on Ease, which was gifted to me by Night Owl Knitter a little while ago. And I think that's all the news for the group stuff. Now let me talk a little bit about enabling and what I did this weekend. The Yellow Rose Fiber Festival is held here, and it was this weekend, and it was held in Seguin. I don't live in Seguin. I live like in San Antonio area, but drove out. It wasn't too bad of a drive. I convinced my mom to go with me, and we had a good time. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my mom she doesn't have a stash at all. She buys the yarn, knits with it, and then when she's ready to, or when she gets the urge to buy more yarn, she buys it and knits with that. She has no desire to have a stash. So I was kind of secretly hoping in my mind that she would see all this yarn and just go crazy and acquire a stash, but she kind of did and kind of didn't. I went with specific goals in mind. So I had cash that I had from some work I'd done, and just like contractual work stuff that I did. And I wanted to just kind of stay in that cash budget, and I wanted to get some yarn from Heidi of Undead, because I have chatted with her a lot online, and I just wanted to get some of her stuff, and it's always nice to see stuff in person when you're purchasing it. And I also wanted to get some Dorset down. Now, on the Dorset down front, I had no luck. I did get some Heidi's yarn, I'll be showing you that, and I did pretty well until the last booth. So I only got 4 things for me I got a present for someone, but that I can't show it because the person watches the podcast, but I only got 4 things for me, but I had only intended to get the 2, and at the end I got 2 more. So I'll be showing those, but back to my mom. She did end up with a little bit more of a stash. I think she left having spent about the same that I did money-wise, but this is the difference between my mom and I. We spent about the same money-wise, but she got like 16 skeins of yarn and I got 4. So she's very into bargain hunting, very, very. And she would rather have like 100 of one item that is really cheap, and I would rather have like one nice item, because I don't like having a lot of stuff in the house. I like very minimalist, and she likes having the stuff. So it's just very funny, our shopping differences, the mother-daughter team, and everybody could tell that we were mother-daughter. They were like, "Are you two related?" Yes, we are. So apparently I look a lot like my mom, which is a good compliment. My mom is beautiful. She does have very dark hair and the blue eyes, which I always wanted because I think that's a stunning combination, but I have the blonde hair. Anyways, I don't know why I'm telling you guys, but one funny thing that did happen with my mom was she knows I spin, and so she came up to me with this giant package of gray wool. I don't even remember what it was. It was 11 ounces, and she said, "Jeanette, will you spin this up for me and so I can make something?" And I mean, I said no. I've just gotten the wheel, and the idea of spinning 11 ounces of a gray fiber just was not where I am at. I like the colored stuff right now and the pretty stuff. And maybe if it had been like a 4 ounces or something like that, but it was almost 3 times 4 ounces. So that would have taken me a really long time. And it wasn't soft. It was a coarser wool, which is fine. I like rustic. This hat that I'm wearing is a rustic. I just not super great with spinning it right now. And so maybe some other year in the future I'll do that for her, but I couldn't this year. I'm too excited about playing with colors on the wheel. So let me show you guys what I got. The first place I went was Heidi's of Undead Yarn. And this is what I got. Undead Yarn. And it's right there. It's the Werewolf base, purple veen, 100% merino, 400 yards of a DK. And it's just really pretty. It has these purples and grays, and I really, really like it. So I'm excited to knit with that. This is a bit more of a rustic yarn too. And I think I'm going to do some hats with that. Now, the last purchase I'm going to be showing you this week, and my second one, because like I said, I got 4 things at the market, and I brought down 2 to show. Because other than I think I have 2 clubs that I'm in, I'm saving my money now till the DFW festival in March, so there's not going to be anything else coming in. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys these and I also have a pre-order that came in this week, but I'll be showing you that another time too. But anyways, this is something I found, and this place I could have bought everything. It was all so pretty, and I'm kind of wishing that instead of at the last place what I got, because I got fingering weight, and I told myself I wasn't going to get any more fingering weight, and I did, but I kind of wish I had gone back to this place and gotten some more fiber. But this is the barbed dragon, and it's 65% pulworth, 25% mohair, 10% silk, and it's in the colorway orchids, and I just think that's so pretty. Ooh, see, it's greens and purples and white. I love when there's white in the fiber because it's really fun to see how it comes out. You can see it. There you go. And so it's not. It's kind of a medium. It's not super soft, but it's definitely not a rustic. It definitely is soft. And I have their card. I asked for a card for them. And they have an Etsy store. You can't really see it. I'll put all the links in the show notes on the Ravelry group for under this episode. But they have an Etsy store, but I believe they're moving to a different location. And that's all that I got from the first two booths. I talked a lot to the guy who did the last booth and his wife, and they were very interested in the podcast, so I think they'll probably be watching because I think he subscribed to it on iTunes while we were there. So if you are, hi, and I'll be showing the stuff I got at your booth, all the lovely stuff, well, the two lovely things. One is a kit, and then one is just a skein of yarn, next week. And I did enable my mom into getting something at that booth too. I was trying pretty hard to enable my mom into buying more stuff. So I wanted to talk really quickly about a giveaway we have going on in the group. This is the last week to enter for this giveaway. It is a bag by Awesome Granny, Bags by Awesome Granny on Etsy. Oops, sorry. And it is the book bag. And load it right there. I got to not touch the screen so I don't mess up the image. It's this bag. It is a giant, huge, really well-made bag that's perfect for sweater size. So you could use it for our sweater cal that we have going on right now. And a notions pouch. So be sure to go to the Ravelry group and the BookishStitcher podcast. And if you're not a group member, you need to be. So just join the group if you need to be to enter for the bag. So join the group and then enter for the bag. And all you have to do to enter for the bag is to go to her site, Bags by Awesome Granny, on Etsy, and tell me which one you like best. The prize is the book bag, though. You can't like pick any bag you want from the store. But if you see another bag that you really, really love, I am so happy to announce that she gave us a coupon code, our first ever, and that was really, really sweet. So the coupon code for this podcast is BOOK10, and I believe that's all uppercase. So if you see another bag, I've seen in the comments that the garden bag is really, really popular. So if you see another bag that you love and you would like to have and get it at a 10% discount, so you can just use that code, and that code runs through the end of February. So thank you so much for giving us that code. Awesome, Granny. And that is all I have for knitting and spinning stuff. Like I said, it's going to be a short show this week because I can feel the cough coming. And you wouldn't know it because you can only see me from the top up, but I'm in PJ bottoms below. And after I finish podcasting, I fully intend to go back up into my bed and maybe knit, maybe just lie there and be like, and watch movies or something. My husband is being very sweet because he knows how bad I feel, and he's playing with the kids while I rest. So that, because it's the end of the weekend here, so it's my last day to rest. But the book this week is, let me see if I can make it bigger. The Thief Taker by C.S. Quinn. I actually got this book as part of Amazon has this thing with the Kindle where it's like $10 a month, I believe, and you can rent any books that they have on the list. It's this huge list of lots and lots of books. And I thought it was a renting thing where they would take them away after I had read them, but so far my books haven't been taken back to the thing, so I don't know how it works, but Anyways, this is a book that is on that if you are a member of the Kindle Amazon Unlimited Reading. And this book takes place, I have the synopsis ready, in 1665. And what it is when an author takes a historical event and fictionalizes the proceedings of what happened and what led to that. So it's really good, and especially if you like historical fiction, which I really, really do. And I'll just read the overview really quick. The year is 1665. Black Death ravages London. A killer stalks the streets in a plague doctor's hood and mask. When a girl is gruesomely murdered, the thief-taker Charlie Tuesday reluctantly agrees to take on the case, but the horrific remains tell him that this is no isolated death. The killer's mad appetites are part of a master plan that could destroy London and reveal the dark secrets of Charlie's own past. That makes it sound a little, well, I guess it does have gruesome parts in it, but that description is kind of sensationalized. I would say that the book is about Charlie, who is a thief-taker, and what he does mainly is if somebody has had like a petty crime, like something stolen, rings, jewelry, family heirlooms, he hunts down the item, and he does it kind of outside the law, and he gets paid for that, and he returns the item. He's just very good at noticing details, knowing things around the city, and so that's kind of how he does that. And this girl comes up to him and tells him, "My sister's been murdered, will you take this case?" And at first he says no, because he doesn't do murders, he just does petty crimes. But she's a pretty girl, and she's young, and he kind of likes her, so he agrees to go at least have a look. And when he goes to have a look, he gets wrapped up in the web of craziness, and there's a lot of angles going on. There are murders in it, and so that if you don't like books with that kind of stuff, definitely don't read this at all. But it has just the story of him trying to find who is really behind all these killings that have been going on, because they believe it's kind of a witchcraft thing, and they also believe it might be a serial killer, and it's all these things wrapped up into one. And the cover kind of drew me in because it's a very cool looking cover. I do sometimes, get books on, as I said before, but it was a good story. It was a fast read. It was very interesting. And so if you like books about the time of the plague, and if you like books that deal with like sorcery stuff and different things like that, then you would probably like this book. And then, as I've said, you could get it on the Amazon Unlimited Reading thing if it's still there. It was definitely there when I got it a little while ago. But that is all I have for this week. And sorry I'm saying like and a lot. My brain is really foggy. I haven't taken the flu meds yet, because if I had taken the flu meds and been podcasting, it would have been like the show where I had forgotten how to spell the word knit. So I decided not to take my meds, but I'm going to go take them right now. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I hope that you guys are all remaining well. I had escaped anything this entire winter so far, but then when I went to the Yellow Rose Fiber Festival, there were a lot of not well people, coughing and stuff like that, and so I think that may have sent me down the flu thing. I don't know if I have the flu, but anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful week and that you get to do all the things you love. Okay, bye guys.